Very good morning, and ladies and gentlemen, ni hao to all our Chinese friends who are joining us from all across China. Before we get on to the investment session, we have some great speakers who are waiting to commence that. Just to help you all understand that the Oman's midterm fiscal policy plan, the midterm plan, fiscal plan, is being announced as part of the Vision 2040. And what happens in that particular area would be essentially more related to ensuring diversification, okay, because Oman is definitely on its path to diversify beyond the oil and gas. So this is one serious message that the MTFP is always giving as part of the Vision 2040, and all the people in the country are focusing itself to reduce the reliance on the oil and gas and the energy sector and move towards others. And Oman was beautifully moving in that direction when it comes to tourism, when it comes to logistics, and manufacturing as well in terms of what is there. So we have a lot to learn from the operators, because from the ICV perspective, when the manufacturers are coming into Oman to kind of do it, Ghazan was talking specifically about the ring fencing model of it, which is a very critical component of what is going on, because the ring fencing model supports investments that are coming into the country to be protected as well. So from a procurement opportunity, they are protected. When it comes to the real-time investment models that are there, based on the midterm fiscal plan, there has been a complete restructuring in the country when it comes to the investment environment, or in terms of setting up the objectives of getting a better doing business rank of Oman, where they want to really reach from the doing business rank in order to be globally competitive. And Oman has taken up this challenge very seriously. Especially I've seen that in the last 1 to 1.5 years in terms of investment climates, going by some drastic restructuring that has happened even from the governmental investment models that are being put in place. They have become a lot more lean and mean approach to focus on the investment models that are being put in place. So now the next speakers that you all are going to hear from when it comes to the investment side of things, you would notice that they are basically investment destinations, and everybody have got their own benefits and advantages. But in the broad scheme of things, we must understand that they all fit into the Vision 2040 of Oman's investment model. So there is no conflict. Like, if Khazaen is doing something, or OPAZ is doing something, or Madayn is doing something, they're all investment destinations working towards the same goal. So you are going to now hear more from our first speaker, Jalal, who has now joined us. Thank you, Jalal. So what I would now do is I will quickly hand over this particular part of your speech with regard to Public Authority for Economic Special Zones, and in terms of helping us understand precisely what is possible from the investment side of Oman Special Economic and Free Zones, because this restructure has happened very recently, and I'm sure you are excited equally as us in terms of explaining that restructuring, and what are the benefits that you're bringing to the international supply or the community as such. Go ahead, Jalal. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Hemant, for the introduction, and thank you. I would like to thank Business Gateway for arranging this webinar and giving us the opportunity to reach to the Chinese investors and to explain. And it is worthwhile to trigger why did we trigger this, or we were part of the dialogue that took place in forming the idea of this webinar. Well, the idea is, if we are having businesses with Daleel, with PDO, with the different entities in Oman, especially in oil and gas, why not bring some of these manufacturers, of these factories, of these units from China to be in a very strategic location, and then supply the entire GCC area, Indian Ocean, and maybe the broader area. So that is the essence, or that is where the idea of this webinar came from. Having said that, I will start with a very small presentation My name is Jalal Allawati, and as I normally treat my Chinese friends, ni hao. So what we are is we are the authority for the public authority of special economic zones and public and free zones of Oman. And this is an entity that was formed by the government by a royal decree in 18th August 2020, which is this year. And the aim of this entity was to overlook the overall free zones and special economic zones in Oman. So we are looking at Suhar, at Duqm, at Salalah, at Mazyuna. All of these free zones from the north of Oman, which is Suhar, to the middle of Oman, which is Duqm, to the south, the tourism capital of Oman, Salalah, we have Salalah free zone, and till the border of Mazyuna, border of Yemen, which is Mazyuna free zone. All of these free zones are under the management of the Special Economic Zone Authority. Well, what is the aim of consolidating all of these free zones in one free zone, in one entity? And the aim is to have a comprehensive offer to the investors so they know, and there's a comprehensive Oman offer in the name of Oman to all investors. And this is the mandate we have today. We are looking at strategic objective, implementation of the strategic objectives, investment environment, user-fract rights, investment opportunities locally and internationally. We are looking at the one-stop shop to serve the clients. We are looking at policies, to unify policies, to create better policies to serve the investors. So, but the overall mandate, what we wanted to do, what is the aim, is to create an entity that would present Oman as a comprehensive offer or comprehensive packages to investors around the world. And one of these investors are definitely the Chinese market, which was a priority for us in the authority, which was and it is still a priority for us in the authority. Here I want to start a small, there's a very small idea I want to keep in your mind. When looking at Oman, don't look only at the 4 million or 5 million population, but think of the broader market. Think about the 2.5 billion population in the Indian subcontinent, in the GCC, in East Africa, in Yemen, in all of these areas. So actually, Duqm is located very strategically in the middle of all of these markets. Oman is located in the middle of the world map softly. So it is in the middle of the world map, and it is a great area and will qualify as a logistic hub for businesses in the region. And if Singapore qualified as a logistic hub in that region, Oman has all the ideas or all the principles to be the logistic hub for businesses in this region. Well, in addition to the location, again, I want to add one more information about the location. The location of Oman is also near to the maritime route. It is outside of the state of Hormuz, and the location is also outside of the state of Hormuz. And today, if we call shipping routes or maritime companies to call ports of Oman, you are saving a lot rather than going into the GCC or going to the Indian ports in the upper GCC. And we are also, we have a free zone in Duqm, which is approximate to most of the oil fields of the south. So, and the topography is clean. So this is the perfect port to ship any equipment going to the oil fields in the southern part of Oman, where there's more of the oil fields are. In addition to that, what we tried to create here is a model that would help investors to invest in our free zones. So we have created a multimodal transport system. A port, an airport are connected, so sea and air connections there to all of the ports. We have diverse natural resources that could be utilized and used by companies like minerals, like limestone, like silica sand, like dolomite, like different things. We have oil and gas, which is the main aspiration of the country and main contributor of the GDP also of the country. And we have fisheries, which is a very important natural resource in Oman. So the fisheries of Oman is very important. And we all know the quality of fish on the sea of Oman. And there's a huge opportunities for different companies to take this, to invest in the downstream of fisheries, especially canning, especially opportunities in fishery. and then omega-3, other oil manufacturing from fisheries, and that's a good opportunity. There's a good opportunity here, and we are operating one of the biggest fishery port in Oman in Duqm. International relation, and this is very important for us today. If we look at the political map worldwide and geopolitical map worldwide, Oman is very, very strategically located. We enjoy a very good relationship with all countries. We are almost enemies with none, and we have a very strategic location. Today, we know the sensitivity between the Chinese producers, the Chinese businesses, and US businesses. We know what is happening. We know that India is taking some of that businesses, but India, again, is a big country and it will be under the radar. It will be triggered anywhere. So Oman is an alternative that is under the radar currently, friendly with everyone, and could provide the right infrastructure to help this investment to come. So I would urge you to think of Oman as a very important destination, as a hub. And today, Oman enjoy a very the U.S. Free trade agreement. So there is a free trade agreement between Oman and U.S., and we can enjoy businesses in Oman. And the government has spent around 2.6 billion Omani riyal, around $9 billion, on the infrastructure in Duqm only. So that is just an example to tell you the amount of infrastructure we have been investing in the countries, either in Suhar, either in Salalah, either in Duqm, to attract and create businesses that would be and to transfer the country as a logistic hub for the region. Again, one more very important thing we have is we have a one-stop shop where we have the ability to serve the investors from A to Z under one umbrella. This umbrella is in Duqm, in Suhar, in Salalah, where we can do everything from commercial registration, from environmental elements, from every process that requires our help, we can do to the investors in all the free zones. So we are having this, and we can serve the investors from A to Z in one entity, and we can do all of the permits that are required in the free zones. In addition to that, the free zone enjoy 100% possibility of foreign ownership. So if you have a foreign business, you can own it fully in the free zones, and we only require 10% Omanization for the businesses in there. These are very important incentives. And we are also exempting all businesses from taxes and customs. So this is also an incentive that would encourage Chinese industries to come. So we speak specifically about free zones. So Duqm is the biggest free zone we have. It's a 2,000 square kilometers in the middle of Oman, 550 kilometers from the capital Muscat, 550 kilometers from the southern capital Salalah. And Duqm is around 2,000 square kilometers. It is almost the size of almost three times the size of countries like Bahrain or like Singapore. The focus in Duqm is enormous because we are looking at industry. We're looking at medium-sized, small-sized industries. We're looking at heavy, definitely. Seaport. We're looking at tourism, fisheries, central business district, logistics, smart cities, hydrogen projects, renewable projects, alternative. So what is exactly done in Duqm is that we are creating an entire city under a free zone entitlement. So all of the project, of all the component of this city could be coming in or could be comprehending or could be done in Duqm and could be treated as a free zone. So all tax exempted, all custom exempted, and all the benefits we have previously explained about the free zone. This is a list again of the major projects in Duqm, which is so we have created the highways, we have created the road, the utilities, the port, all of these infrastructure elements we have created in Duqm. We have today a couple of key tenants like Duqm Refinery, OTCO, Port of Duqm, Oman Dry Dock Company, fishery-based factories, Renaissance Village, Karwa, and the hotels. This is a master plan of Duqm, and you can see just the size of Duqm. So it's a huge area we are developing. Today we have taken 40% of the overall size, and we are developing this 40%. Second free zone is Salalah. It's a 21 square or 22 roughly square kilometers of land in an area just adjacent to Salalah port, so Salalah city, where 410 population are there. The major interest of Salalah is to cater to the East Africa, the Eastern African Ocean, or the East Africa and Yemen and the lower Indian subcontinent. So this is the idea in Salalah, and the main things are the industrial and logistic assembly, manufacturing and distributing, and it's a major hub for container businesses because we have AP Muller that is in the business, that is a partner in Salalah. This is information about Salalah Free Zone. It is committed investments around $8.7 billion. 87 user frac signed with investors, and the major projects are Salalah refinery projects, steel industrial complex, solar panels, logistics city, DPAC, chemical industries, and carbonated beverage factory. This is the master plan of Salalah. So Adan and Raisud, these are the two areas that are in Salalah. Sohar Free Zone, again, is the third and one of the most important because it controls the entrance of the GCC. So instead of going to the GCC, where you will spend a lot in terms of shipping time, in terms of money, in terms of insurance, you can call the port of Sohar and then send feeder lines to the inside the GCC. 20 square kilometers, which is the size of Salalah. It's a city where the population 240. The development in Sohar to 2010, and the focus in Sohar is mainly today plastic and chemical, metals, industrial, mineral, logistics, automotive, and food industry, and circular economy. And when we say circular economy, we have a focus on this, where we are looking at projects that does recycling. The key projects and tenants are Sohail Bawan Automotive, SV Paiti Sohar, Sanvira Carbon, Precious Metal Processing at Taman Industrial. These are the key projects in Sohar. This is the land in Sohar, so this is the master plan of Sohar. And Mazyuna is a free zone we have on the border of Yemen, approximate to the border of Yemen. And the main aim of Mazyuna is to facilitate the trade with Yemen. So today there's a huge opportunity for any company that wants to trade with Yemen to have a logistic hub in Mazyuna, the free zone. This is in short. I have tried to, let's say, brief overall about the presentation. I'll speak about the opportunities we as OPAZ that are considering currently, and open the door for Chinese companies if they have interest in these opportunities. And these opportunities are, number one, we're looking at renewable and alternative energy. Today we have interest from huge big companies in Europe, in Asia mainly, to start some sort of hydrogen projects in Dubai. The idea is they know, and we all know, that the cost of green hydrogen today is somehow expensive, and the production of green hydrogen is almost 1.3 times the cost of producing gray hydrogen or hydrogen from fossil fuel. But these companies that have noticed from their studies that Dubai qualifies as one of the best places internationally for hydrogen projects, and they believe within the next 10 years the price of hydrogen, of green hydrogen, will drop, and there will be an option to invest. That's why we have been approached by different hydrogen companies to come and do a mega projects in hydrogen and attract and let's say speculate on the future, which is speculation. I would believe it's a good speculation for them, and speculate on having these industries in Dubai. Definitely these are huge projects, but also we are also looking at renewables in Sohar. There is a demand of 1 gigawatt also solar plant in Sohar, so that's also a possibility. So I'm saying, if you are in a renewable company, or you have an alternative energy solutions, and you would like to discuss these opportunities or discuss your involvement in these opportunities, we are happy to do so if possible at all. This is one opportunity. Number two is fishery. So we have a biggest fishery port in Dubai. Today, this fishery port will be with 10-meter depth. And we are encouraging companies to manage this port and to go and fish up seas and bring the yellowfin tuna, to bring the sardine and do processing and do. Then after we have a port, and dedicated to the port around 5 kilometers away from the port, we have an area where a processing area. So both areas are very interesting opportunities for any company that wants to invest in fish. And we are expanding our interest in fish to other food hubs. So the idea is food, livestock, different entities could be also attracted in Duqm, and we can, if you have sort of businesses or sort of interest in that area, please also contact us and we will be happy to talk. Third is the data minings and data mines. We are also talking to a couple of data mines to come and set up in Duqm. And today there is interest from different companies to set up. And what we have in Duqm, that Duqm is a self-regulated area. So we have the higher say on regulations in terms of environmental, in terms of power, and we can actually support the projects if we believe there is value of these projects in Duqm. Fourth is smart city. So we are also trying to make our cities more smart as we go. So today in Duqm we are creating a smart city. In Suhar we are also looking at smart cities. So smart city solutions, smart city options could be also purchased from us. We are currently in the process of forming a company from local SMEs with skills, with some rights on the smart cities. And we are also happy to talk to different companies in smart cities. And last but not least, we have the Ras Markaz, which is the storage facility or storage tanks in the south of Duqm that is ready to store crude oil. Today, honestly, this place is a waste opportunity in the beginning of this year.
Jalal, because whenever you speak, there's so much of information that I mean, we simply just need to hear you fully, and it really matters. I just have a couple of questions. See, as an investor, let me put myself as an investor. Now, it's great that OPAZ is like an authority handling all these destinations that are put together. Now, we have seen Sohar Free Zone, we have seen Duqm, Ras Al Markaz, all these places that are there, Salala Zone, etc. Now, as an investor, when I come inside, would you all be doing the consulting to suggest which free zone should I tap into in terms of connecting? Would you do that area?
Well, yes and no. If that's during my MBA years, my instructor used to tell me that the preferred answer for an MBA is maybe. And that is my answer to you, because yes, we will work on this. We will help these people to identify the best location for investment, but we won't be able to give them a proper consultancy or a proper consultancy service on that. But we will give them the information. We will brief them about these free zones. We'll give them the prices. We will do all of these. And it is up to the investor to come up with a final opinion on where to invest.
Got it. So you would take them to the first level and then allow them to make the decision based on their own feasibility and studies that they have to do in terms of integrating to the right destination that is there. That's perfect. Yeah. That's perfect. So thank you, Jalal. Thank you so much for your time on that. We really appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So now I'd like to invite from Ms. Ibitsam Al-Farouji from Madayn, who's the Director of Marketing from Public Establishment of Industrial Estate, to give us an idea about working with Madayn. Ms. Ibitsam, the floor is yours.